Set in the era of the Maya civilization, the story begins by showing members of an indigenous tribe hunting wild boars. Here we are introduced to our main character, Jaguar Paw, who happens to be the son of the tribe's chief. Jaguar playfully pranks his cousin, Blunted, by telling him to eat the boar's testicles, claiming it will help him conceive a child soon. In reality, it's just a trick by Jaguar. At that moment, a group of strangers appears, members of another indigenous tribe from a different region. They are searching for a new home after their land was taken. Jaguar Paw wants to learn more about who did this and what they've done. But his father, the tribe's chief, tells him to stay quiet and not meddle in others' affairs. Jaguar himself already has a son and a wife who is heavily pregnant. They live happily in the dense jungle, a place their ancestors have inhabited for generations. Since childhood, Jaguar has been a skilled hunter, making him and his tribe the ones who know this wilderness best compared to other tribes. Their daily lives rely on hunting and utilizing the forest's natural resources. The next morning, we see a dozen strangers, a group of Maya warriors, who are the ones responsible for displacing the group from the previous day. Now they intend to raid Jaguar's village to kidnap some of its members. The Maya warriors brutally kill anyone who resists and capture those they overpower. Jaguar quickly hides his wife and son in a pit or well-like structure behind their home, allowing himself and other villagers to be captured by these ruthless Maya warriors. Let me introduce you to the leader of the warriors, whom we'll call Zero Wolf, and his most ferocious and cruel subordinate, named Middle Eye. Jaguar nearly kills Middle Eye in a fight, but Zero Wolf intervenes. The arrogant Middle Eye begins to take Jaguar's resistance personally, especially after learning that the village's chief is Jaguar's father. Deliberately, Middle Eye kills Jaguar's father right in front of him. Blunted's wife also dies in this incident. Those who survive are taken to the Maya's territory. The children are left behind without any adults, while Jaguar worries about the safety of his wife and son trapped in the pit, hoping they can survive and escape. After traveling several kilometers, Middle Eye acts arrogantly, drinking water in front of Jaguar's gravely injured friend. The captives, still bound, cross a river, and most heartbreakingly, the children can no longer follow, leaving their fate uncertain. We're shown just how insufferable Middle Eye is when he deliberately lets Jaguar and his friends nearly fall off a cliff. Thinking Jaguar's friend is a burden, Middle Eye cuts his ropes, causing him to plummet into the ravine. This decision sparks some conflict with Zero Wolf, as Middle Eye often acts on his own without permission. Zero Wolf brandishes his beloved dagger to intimidate Middle Eye, warning him not to defy orders again. Frightened of challenging his leader, Middle Eye backs down and returns to his place. As night falls and everyone rests, we see a more human side of Zero Wolf. He gives his cherished dagger to his son, Cut Rock, who is part of this mission. Zero Wolf is immensely proud of Cut Rock, for showing courage in such an extreme task. The next day, as they pass through a village they've already destroyed, a large tree nearly falls on Jaguar and his companions. A sickly young boy begs to be taken along, but one of Zero Wolf's men pushes him away with a stick, unintentionally causing the boy to be possessed by a supernatural entity from another dimension. The boy prophesies the end of the Maya civilization, saying that Zero Wolf and his warriors will fall to someone who rises from the mud, running alongside a jaguar, as that person will bring about their doom. Upon arriving at the Maya's territory, Jaguar and the men are taken to another location, while the women are sold and auctioned off to buyers. Jaguar and his companions are shocked to learn they will be used as sacrifices in a gruesome ritual. Their blood is meant to feed the gods, with the belief that a satiated deity will restore peace and prosperity to their civilization. One by one, Jaguar's companions are killed as sacrificial offerings in this inhumane ritual. Just as it's Jaguar's turn to have his throat slit, a natural phenomenon occurs, a solar eclipse. To the primitive Maya civilization, this is an extraordinary event, interpreted as a sign that the gods are satisfied with the human blood they've consumed. As a result, Jaguar, Blunted, and the others are spared from the ritual. Having survived the ritual, Jaguar and his companions face a new challenge. They are told to run toward the forest behind a cornfield, but it's not that simple. At the other end, Zero Wolf's son awaits. As they run, Zero Wolf and his warriors shoot arrows, throw spears, and hurl stones, making this an adrenaline-pumping moment for Jaguar and his friends. Blunted is among the first two chosen to run. One of his companions falls, struck by a thrown stone, while Blunted himself is killed by an arrow piercing his chest. Now it's Jaguar's turn. He and a companion use a zigzag strategy to evade the attackers, which initially works. However, his companion eventually falls, and Jaguar is hit by an arrow in his side. Zero Wolf is stunned when he sees his son killed by Jaguar using Zero Wolf's own cherished dagger. The warriors immediately chase Jaguar Paw, who escapes into the cornfield. Jaguar Paw is shocked to see piles of human corpses, possibly hundreds, left abandoned behind the cornfield. In the forest, exhausted from running, Jaguar Paw rests on a tree. As Zero Wolf and his men pass by, Jaguar encounters a real jaguar, angered by his presence near its cub. At that moment, the warriors realize Jaguar is hiding in the tree after spotting a drop of blood on Middle Eye's back. They are startled when Jaguar Paw appears, running alongside the jaguar. One of Zero Wolf's men is killed by the animal. Some of his warriors believe the boy's prophecy about a man running with a jaguar signals the beginning of the Maya civilization's downfall. That night, Jaguar Paw continues to flee from Zero Wolf's relentless pursuit, occasionally climbing trees to rest. Meanwhile, his wife and son remain trapped in the pit, surviving by using a stick to kill a wild animal that accidentally falls in. The next morning, Zero Wolf loses another man when a snake bites his neck. Unfazed, they continue chasing Jaguar, who is slowing down due to his stomach wound. Jaguar reaches a river, specifically a towering waterfall. With no other way out, he leaps into the water below. Seeing Jaguar survive angers Zero Wolf further, especially when one of his men, skeptical of the chase, suggests they turn back. Zero Wolf kills the man and orders the others to jump, as Jaguar did. Jaguar quickly runs into the forest and lands in a pool of mud. Fortunately, he reaches the surface. Covered in mud, he pauses, realizing this forest has been his home since childhood. No one knows it better than he does. Jaguar decides to stop running and fight back. Jaguar emerges with a beehive, causing the warriors to be swarmed by bees. Seizing the moment, he takes a thorn, dips it in the skin of a poisonous frog, and uses it as a blow dart to take them down one by one. Only Zero Wolf and Middle Eye remain, now separated. Jaguar chooses to confront Middle Eye first. Though Middle Eye seems formidable, Jaguar defeats him by sliding and striking his head, killing him instantly. As rain falls and his wife's labor pains signal an imminent birth, Jaguar must still face Zero Wolf, who proves challenging. An arrow from Zero Wolf hits Jaguar's shoulder. Here, we're reminded that Jaguar knows the forest better than anyone. He lures Zero Wolf into a wild boar trap, seen earlier in the story. As his wife gives birth in the water, two of Zero Wolf's men, who are still alive, chase Jaguar to the beach. There, the three are shocked by the sight of a large ship and people from a more advanced civilization, likely Christopher Columbus's group, the first to discover the Americas. Their arrival likely marks the end of the Maya civilization. While Zero Wolf's men are distracted by the newcomers, Jaguar hurries back into the forest to save his wife. After everything ends, with the arrival of the advanced civilization, Jaguar chooses to stay in the forest. He will raise his two children to protect and preserve it, as his ancestors taught his grandfather, his father, and him.